Get ready.
Hey there, Marvel heroes, and welcome to the very first Hawkeye review video. So, episode 1 and 2 was out today. I have watched them, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, let's just investigate a bit more on Hawkeye. So, let's head on over into me. Hi there, guys. Yeah, wow, okay, what a first episode. Yeah, so there's 2 episodes out today, and then there's going to be another 4 episodes going along for the next few Wednesdays, right up until Christmas, and then after Christmas is the Book of Boba Fett. So, yes, first part of this is going to be spoiler free, and then I'm going to go then into the spoiler section, but I will give you a fair warning before I do. So, all spoiler free section first. I thought the story of it was fantastic. It's set after the blip, obviously, and it's good to see Hawkeye in post-Avengers lifestyle, and this is no like surprise if you've seen the trailer and things. He's there with his family and stuff in New York City, so it's good to see him wrestling with the aftermath of the Avengers Endgame, because quite a bit happened, especially to him in Endgame. So it is pretty cool to see his story of it now really on that. Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, what an amazing casting. Really good job at casting that. She does such a phenomenal job. It's like I'm not too clued up on the Kate Bishop character, but I really enjoyed her sarcasm a little bit with it, and the way that she's fangirling over Hawkeye, and she's just a fantastic actress, pretty much. It's like I've never seen her in anything other than Bumblebee, and I did really enjoy it in Bumblebee. Usually in Transformers live actions, the human side of it is the worst for me, to be honest, but I really did like her in Bumblebee and love her in this. She is the best choice, I think, for the role of Kate Bishop. And Jeremy Renner, he's just amazing at being Hawkeye, and you do see a different side to Hawkeye in these first 2 episodes, and yeah, it's a really good way that he's portrayed it. A phenomenal actor, and I've recently checked out he's got like music on Spotify, so go check that out. It's quite interesting, actually. But yeah, I'm talking about music. Let's kick into it. It is a Christmas themed series because it's all aimed around Christmas time. I think it's 6 days before Christmas when the series starts, and I think it's going to be right up until Christmas Day, I think, because they want to put the last episode just before Christmas, so it's bound to be, really. So yeah, really enjoyed the music on it. It was very Christmas-esque, and even the theme song in the first episode, I think it is, it has that bit of a Christmassy feel to it, and it's just like the background score it's got Christmas music entwined with a more Marvel style orchestral score. So it's pretty cool to have that, so you are aware this is Christmas time happening and stuff like that. So yeah, spot on with that. What else can I say that's spoiler free? The pacing on it, I think, is really good. Usually on these type of things, the first few episodes are slow, and as we've seen with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you had quite a few slow episodes, and then it picked up more towards the end. This one, I thought it was fantastic, a mix of action and storytelling in each episode 1 and 2. They both had fantastic difference in paces and stuff on there, but they were spot on, really good for that. As you can tell, I really enjoyed these first 2 episodes, and I'm hoping that the rest of them are going to carry on like this, and I think they will. It's a slightly different feel. WandaVision had this strange feel to it first of all, and then it became more cinematic and things. Falcon and the Winter Soldier just felt just a little off for me, and it could have been a movie, I think, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. and then Loki, completely different ball game again. That was obviously starting the multiverse off there, so that it had an actual goal for that, but it was a completely different type of thing. This again on What If is completely different again, but this one, it's a lot like a drama, like your American drama shows, like the high budget ones, and it doesn't feel like it's a Marvel movie. It is a really good drama series. It does have some comedy in it, obviously. Like I said, there's a lot of sarcasm and things in it, and some of the characters are a bit comedic and things, but I think the comedy is right. It is that's my keyword for this whole review, is spot on, and I think the comedy is spot on. Hopefully they won't go too over the top with some of the comedy, but I start to think that maybe in episode 4 it'll start to get a bit darker, maybe, possibly, because there's some dark bits in this, really, when we'll come on to that in the spoiler section. But no, it is really good plot lines. The casting is perfect, in my opinion, absolutely perfect from everyone, even the bad guy, or bad guy, maybe, question mark, who knows, we'll talk about that in the spoiler section. Title sequence was pretty cool. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but not much. It's a training for the title sequence for episode 1 is a training montage of Kate Bishop growing up through her ages, and learning how to fence and to do martial arts and archery. So she's training to be a superhero, pretty much. So that was a pretty cool one. And it's an animated style, but it's not really animated. It's like silhouette images, and they just like move across the screen and things. It's really nice. I quite like that. And that was at the start, or towards the beginning of the first episode, which none of the others have done that. So that was quite interesting to see that. Well, WandaVision did have it when he was back in the WandaVision episodes, and it wasn't like, this is cinematic universe now, when it was the WandaVision, they had that at the beginning, so it was like that. But then in episode 2, the title sequence was at the end. You do get the name popping up of Hawkeye, just in case you forget what program you're watching, but yeah, it was pretty good. Just have that little animation, and it is different, and the title sequence is different in the second episode. It's not this montage, it's just a standard one for this whole series, really. So you can tell that that's going to be continuing right up until the end. Then they might add a couple of characters in there if other characters do appear, but at the moment it is mainly just Kate Bishop and Clint Barton. So I do believe that is all I'm going to say on the spoiler free section. If you haven't watched it yet and you don't want spoilers, then please do pause this video, go and watch them, and come back later and let's have a chat in the comments section, because I really want to know what you guys thought of this, because a lot of people have liked different versions of the different MCU TV shows that have come out so far. I've really enjoyed all of them, bar Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I thought that was my weakest one. I still enjoyed it. It was still enjoyable to watch, but out of all of them, it's been my least favourite so far. And dare I say it, at the moment, this one is probably my favourite so far. Hopefully it'll carry on like this and I can go, yep, this is spot on. I'm giving episode 1 and episode 2 both 8 out of 10. Actually, no, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give them 8.5 out of 10. Don't know why, but yeah, just that extra 0.5. It really does add it. That is enough for your spoiler warning. So let's kick into some spoilers. We're going to look at episode 1 first of all. And it kicks off in 2012, so the Battle of New York, the first Avengers movie. So it comes up as 2012, and you can tell it's New York. And Kate Bishop is from a rich and privileged family, so they got this penthouse in New York. And yeah, it's quite interesting because you know what's coming. You know what's coming. It's like the battle's there, so you know is it gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Is the whole building gonna explode? So it is really cool to find out what happens, and you do see the Chikari flying past the window. She looks up at Kate Bishop as a young girl, looks up at the skylight and sees the big massive thing flying over the top. So that was keyword spot on again. And then it explodes and her father dies. So that's the tragic backstory there. So if you want to be a superhero, your parents gotta die. That's not a cue to kill your parents. But yeah, that's total joke, Henry, by the way. Yeah, so she sees then Hawkeye saving her pretty much, like, because Chikari is coming up and going to attack Kate Bishop as a child, and Hawkeye shoots this exploding arrow into it, and then she sees him like fighting on top and jump at that bit where he jumps off the building and swings into the gets off like a grappling hook arrow and swings in. It's that part that she's watching there. So yeah, so she idolizes him, and the mother says like, "I'll give you anything you need," and she says, "I need a bow and arrow." So, and that's when the training montage starts with the title sequence. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Then we see her then years later when she's 22, and she's at college, or is in Britain, we'll call it university, and she's got like she's shooting this arrow at the bell tower, and what I loved about that is the slow-mo when she's concentrating. She's pulled the bow back, and it's a slow-mo, and the snow around her is just, it's amazing. It's such a beautifully shot scene, that one is, and it's just subtle that it's like, it's really slow-mo and lets go the arrow, and then things happen. But I did really enjoy that. And then we come in then to see Clint Barton at the Rogers the Musical. So obviously Captain America has died by now. He's a really old man now, but they've made this musical for him, and Clint is there with his kids watching it. And the song is I Can Do This All Day. I just thought that was hilarious. It was very much High School Musically, so that was pretty cool. I did enjoy that. But then they like going through the different characters, and they come on to the Black Widow and Natasha being there, and you can tell Clint is still upset with the death of his best friend and stuff, and it's affecting him. It's like everything goes quiet and blah blah blah, and then that reveals that he's got actually a hearing aid in now, and he turns it off. But yeah, yeah, it's just so moving to see that he's still affected by her sacrifice, really, because that whole scene in Endgame where they're like fighting of who's gonna sacrifice himself, and she tricks him and sacrifices herself. So it's quite sad, really. So it was nice to see that bit. And the whole hearing aid is later I think it's in episode 2, they talk about that. It's like what happened there, and just a very quick montage of like explosions, him smashing through the glass and all different things. Him being an Avenger is taking its toll on his hearing, which is fair enough, really. In the toilets of this musical, they had things saying Thanos was right. So that he didn't really. He just looked at it, and you could tell he was like a type thing. So it's like, what was he thinking with it? Was he thinking he was right, or was he thinking it's like, you scum for writing that? Who knows? But and then the guy wants a selfie in the toilet, and he's like, it's not appropriate. And it's like, so many times as like cosplayers and something like that, people will ask for selfies and things, and it's like, this is not the time. And in a toilet is not one of them, really. Let's have a look then. What else we got? Clint then goes for dinner with his kids, and I've written here, he's so humble, because they come over and they're like, oh, the meal's on us, you don't have to pay. And he's like, no, you don't have to do that, I can pay. It's like, no, you saved our city. And so he's just like, you can tell he's not used to being treated like that. It's like he just wants to live his life with his kids, really. Bless him. And Kate Bishop then later sees a dog with one eye, which is quite cute, really, and so quite sad. And obviously that dog then gets rescued by Kate Bishop when she's wearing the Ronin outfit. More on that in a moment, which is quite cool, really. And I'm not too sure whether she is in the dog is in the comics. If you are clued up on Kate Bishop's character more, then do pop it in the comments of what the dog's name is, if it's got a name, because she does name it in these 2 episodes. And what's the dynamic really like in the comics with the dog, and as the dog only got one eye in the comics as well. Please do let me know on that. The corrupt rich person's auction, so the black market auction underneath this charity ball, and they're selling off a skeleton, a triceratops skull first of all and stuff, and then it brings out Ronan's sword, and Kate Bishop's soon-to-be stepfather really wants the sword, and is like he's gonna pay for it out of the money he will inherit from marrying Kate Bishop's mother. So that's quite interesting. And then he doesn't win it. The uncle wins it. This Jack's uncle wins it, and then the suit comes up, and all of a sudden then these mafia people come in and are fighting. So we're led to believe that this Jack is behind it all, that he wanted the suit and the sword. Not too sure why he wants them, but he does. So maybe somebody, Ronan killed someone he cared about, so maybe that's why. But Kate Bishop does steal the suit and puts it on because she doesn't want to fight these mafia people. And I thought that was a really cool scene. It's like she was lucky a lot that none of the bullets hit her, but you can see that she is trained up now, and this is her first like hero battle, and she done really well with it. And the Tracksuit Mafia, lovely name, brilliant name. That's quite interesting, really. There. So yeah, so she steals that, and Jack, the soon-to-be stepfather, steals the sword then, because it's a collapsible sword, and he just puts it in his pocket then. So, and then later we find out that the uncle's died by a sword, so they're probably gonna put that on Kate Bishop because she was wearing Ronan's clothing when she escaped the place, and also when she went to see this uncle, because she wanted to know why they had a heated discussion with her mother. So, and she was stabbed with a sword. So we'll probably find out in episode 3 that the sword that that the uncle was stabbed with was probably Ronan's sword, and then they will say that Kate Bishop is Ronan, and hold her accountable for it all, because the Tracksuit Mafia believe that Kate Bishop is Ronan already, and they do come after her, which I do believe, yes, is in episode 2. So the first episode is Never Meet Your Heroes, and I'm gonna vouch for that. Sometimes your heroes aren't what you expect them to be, just to let you guys know that. So sometimes just admire people from afar. Don't try to like meet them, but sometimes they are really nice. A lot of celebrities out there are really nice. I'm not talking about heroes now, but your personal heroes. So yeah. And then episode 2 is called Hide and Seek. So pretty much Kate Bishop needs to go into hiding because this mafia are after her. And literally right at the beginning, they go back to Kate's apartment, and you can see she's got an archery board and things up on there, and she's like wants him to sign his bow, but he's questions like, where did you get this armor, and blah blah blah, or the suit. And then the mafia attack the house, and I thought it was really cool that Hawkeye grabs a Molotov, so they throw him Molotovs in, and he smashes through the window, grabs the Molotovs and throws it back at him. That's in the trailer as well. I really loved that. It was like really cool to see that. And after that, then they escape, and Kate and Clint are walking through the street. They go to the shop and stuff, and Kate is trying to like go, so what are we going to do next, and blah blah. It's like trying to talk like a hero, and Clint's just like, no. He's just like, he just wants to get home to his kids pretty much. So then he goes back to try and find the suit, because the apartment now is on fire, and they left there, and he wants to go back and claim the suit because it's a piece of his past that nobody really wants to. He doesn't want people to know about his past and stuff, because he murdered people. Well, bad guys, but still murdered them. So he wanted to bury that, get rid of the suit, and blah blah blah. But he went back, and the suit's not there. And he notices on the fire department's thing, NYC LARPers. So that was his clue. Quite possibly could be in the LARPers, and he went on Instagram and seen this guy in the Ronin suit, so he goes along to the LARP, and that is hilarious. I love that scene, really good. It's like, this is where the comedy is funny, because he's like, do I really have to? And they're like, yeah. So they give him armor and stuff and a foam sword, and he's walking through, and everything's in slow-mo, and he's like fighting it, and you could tell that Jeremy Renner as an actor was having fun doing all this type of stuff as well. And yeah, it's like Hawkeye is trained with weapons and stuff like that, with bladed weapons, so he's like doing all these proper moves and stuff with these swords. So it's quite funny, really. And then he finds this guy, and they have a bit of a challenge, and he does like fake, well, he lets him win, and then the guy gives him the suit. I thought that was a really nice, cool scene. Completely yellow blue and stuff like. It's like, and it's just that bit of comedic value there that was needed to like break up a bit of the like what's going on type thing. Jack, I really don't like the character at all, but you're not. I don't think you're supposed to. So they've done a good job there, casting it, and his narrative and stuff like that. So. Is he the one? We're led to believe that he is the one that's behind it all. That he's stolen this sword now, so he's the one that killed the uncle, and that he's got a secret because Kate fences with him, and she can tell that he's holding back, so she lunges for his face when his helmet's off, and he parries her just to prove it's like, he's lying. Look, he's lying. That happened. He shouldn't have been able to do that. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, so I think we're putting it on heavy that he is the bad guy, so I don't think he is, to be honest. I'm kind of looking at the mother. Now the mother's a little bit suspicious because something was happening with the dad and stuff before, and they were going to sell the penthouse and blah blah blah. And then they were saying it's like, oh, unless something falls out of the sky, and then obviously the attack on New York happened. So that was so she's gained from that attack, really. So maybe she had a bit of a hot discussion with the uncle as well. So the plot thickens. I think she might be the evil mastermind, because she's wearing red as well. She always wears red. Well, she was wearing grey first, and now she's on a red dress, and then there's a red suit type play suit thing. I don't know what you call them. So yeah, I'm putting my money that the mother is a wrong'un, and she's just using the stepdad Jack as a bit of like a cover, unless he's in on it too. Who knows? what have I written there? Yeah, okay, cool. So, a bit when because Clint actually got the suit and stuff now, but he still wants to ask why are they after the suit and things. So he needs to speak to the tracksuit mafia, and he purposely gets captured by them. And in the TVs, there's a TV spot where they all arrive in a van, and he says, it's like, you should have brought more guys, and then loads of them come out, and he goes, oh, you did, and then they hit him. That line wasn't in the episode, which is quite interesting, really. Just like in Spider-Man Far From Home, the whole scene where he's like in a restaurant, fighting in a restaurant, and then he says to the cop, "Is like, oh yeah, I'm going on holiday." That wasn't in the movie, so which is pretty interesting, really. Just have a last look at some of my notes now. Yeah, so the last thing is the theme song, the Hawkeye theme song. Is quite Celtic, I thought. It had a lot of like panpipey and pipe music and harps and strings and things like that. So I really like that. It's pretty cool, and I like the whole purpley, pinky aesthetic and stuff. I don't know what's going on here in real life. This is just one ordinary color, but on this video it seems to be changing constantly, so who knows what's up with that. I'll sort it out for next week. But yeah, that is pretty much my review of Hawkeye. Really enjoyed the episode, and I can't wait for next week. Yeah, so I'm gonna aim to do a live for next Wednesday, but apologies if I don't. Do you guys prefer these to be pre-recorded, or do you want me to go live straight after the episode? Just let me know in the comments which you'd rather prefer. Thanks very much for everyone who came on and watched Johnny's Doctor Who Day live stream last night. I thought it was hilarious and good fun. I'm not much of a Doctor Who fan, but I still enjoyed it as well, and I enjoyed taking part of the Kahoot quiz. Do you guys want us to do more Kahoot quizzes as well? Just let us know, because we could set up some other things like that as well. So massive thank you to Johnny and Dan for doing that last night. We do have another Disney Plus video out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notification bell down below. Also, next Tuesday I will be releasing the Advent calendar, the Disney Plus Advent calendar watch list. So I have chosen 25 TV specials, movies, or episodes for you guys to watch each day, right up to and including Christmas Day. So let me know whether you are going to actually be taking part of it. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be just that you watch. I'm going to be watching other things, but these are the what I've recommended, and I will be watching them each day as well. But just watch that video next Tuesday and let me know what you guys think of it, and if there's anything you would change about it, and what would your Advent calendar watch list be. Yes, so I'm going to stop waffling on now, and I will see you next time for another Hawkeye review. Till next time.